So I've kind of been on a quest this month to try and build starter homes with all of the new kits that came out. I just feel like using these items this way is kind of necessary to fully test out all the new stuff. And it's been a little bit of a challenge because both Bella Goth and Don Lothario have kind of expensive taste. So trying to make a starter home with those packs was genuinely difficult. But now we're gonna attempt it with my kit. And I feel like mine's gonna be a little bit easier for this challenge. First of all, it's a clutter kit. So just by default, all of the stuff is a lot cheaper. A little tiny single plant is just not gonna compare to the cost of a frame TV. So this is the Comfy Gamer Kit, and there are 30 items total. That is a lot more than the other kits that we've been building with. It was a bit easier to try and incorporate all of these things because there's like less than half as many. But we have things like a fancy computer, a desk, there's lots of little clutter bits and pieces, and we're gonna try to incorporate every single one of these items into a house that costs less than 20,000 simoleons. And I'm gonna do it with just the base game and this new kit. Ignore the fact that I'm here with Stanley. He's my roommate. Oh, that's only 2,000. That's not gonna do. Okay, 20,000 simoleons. I'm on this little lot in Willow Creek, and I think I want to build something kind of like these houses, like this sort of one-story pretty porch vibe. I'd like to blend in with the neighbors if I can. I know I built something similar to this for Bella Goth, but ours is gonna be cuter. Okay, we automatically win because ours gets to be pretty pastel colors. Okay, I'm gonna try and do this a little bit differently as well because I want to have an office and I'd like to have a bedroom. I feel like maybe they should be kind of small. And then I might put the bathroom right up at the front of the house this time because I kind of like the hallway. I feel like it's nice to have a separate entry. Let me just get a couple of doors real quick too. Okay, and we have to use the new rug. Like this new rug is perfect for this because it's only 60 simoleons. It was like made for a starter home. For context, a lot of the other rugs are like 145, maybe 375. Like rugs can get kind of expensive. So this one being cheap is gonna be a lifesaver. I'll kind of wrap the kitchen around right there, and then we'll have a really small dining table. I expect just to have like the 2 chairs. Maybe the office should be smaller too, now that I think about it. I feel like in this case, the smaller the room, the better. And maybe I could shrink this house a little bit more as well. Like it might be nicer to have a smaller bathroom. Considering the budget constraints that we're working with, that's probably reasonable. Okay, as per usual, I'm just gonna put down a bunch of stuff. We can come back and change color schemes and like pick out cuter variants afterward. I just want to make sure that we've got everything functional first. This is like standard Simsie starter home methods here, especially because today we have some kind of expensive things we have to use. Not a ton, but like this chair is 345. The PC tower is only 115, but the computer is 3,000. I know that I'll have those shelves over there. I'm thinking that I'll probably put the little poof in the living room, and I'd love to use the shelves in the living room as well. These posters are 225, but I'm gonna try and use 3 of them. And I'm also gonna put the pegboard up there because I like it too much to not use it. Okay, I should stop putting clutter in. Let me do the windows and doors and stuff, and then we'll go from there. We have 7,000 simoleons left, and we've mostly furnished the entire thing. So I actually feel kind of good about this. I'm almost wondering about putting a carpet in the bedroom. I never do that, but it's a little different for me. But different is good. We want it to be different. Okay, this being the bathroom and me wanting to put a bunch of windows in the front is maybe not perfect, but that's okay. We could have like blinds or something on them. I'm gonna put one window right there because the kitchen sink will go there. I can have one window in this room. I guess that's gonna be it. I want to have art elsewhere. We can do 2 windows in this bedroom in the back, and then we'll probably get a couple windows in here, sort of like that. I don't really know what I want to do. I guess maybe I could put a bunch of windows above this thing because the TV is gonna go right here. I might have to use a cheap one because we have an expensive computer. That seems okay in terms of the layout. Now we just have to do a relatively simple roof line on the outside. Maybe I'll make it even shorter than that. I kind of like them short like this. No, that's too short. Okay, what about something like that? That's kind of cute. This could also have totally been on a 20 by 15 lot, and yet we have this giant lot and no way to fill it up. It's okay. I'm gonna get rid of the foundation temporarily too, because then I can do landscaping a little bit easier, but we'll come back to that later on. On the outside, I'm feeling like we need to do a pretty pastel, and like this pretty little pink color kind of fits. There are pink roof textures. I just don't like them. This one's my favorite roof, but I know I always use that one. You see, a lot of these are just not, they're like so dark, I guess is the problem. Oh, wait. What if we did that and then we had a white wallpaper and then we could have some pretty pink flowers outside? I guess this is kind of similar to what this house looks like, but I don't mind. I think it's kind of cute. Okay, cheap little fence on our porch. Perfect. I'll leave space for the staircase later on. And let me just pay for wallpaper everywhere. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I think I feel good about this. Let me start properly decorating. I feel like maybe we could do all white in the kitchen, and then we try and mix it with a cuter wallpaper as the backsplash. I would love to have maybe some cabinets or something, but I also know that that's probably not gonna happen for us, so I won't get too hung up on it. I would love to use those chairs. Oh my God, that's so cute. I don't think that's gonna happen. We're kind of doing like a light pink and green color scheme inside of this house. So maybe I could keep the light pink there and we could do the greenish teal on this, or maybe not, because maybe that looks bad. We can get these cute cookie swatches. Maybe I'll put that over there. Oh my gosh, all of these chairs are so expensive. Can I afford a coffee table? I don't think so. That's okay, we don't need to have one. It's better to be less. This is one of those times where less is really more. And I guess it's kind of pink and blue in here, not so much pink and green, but that's okay. That bookshelf is cute. We need some artwork. I don't really know what we can afford. The butterflies would be so good. Yeah, I wonder if we could maybe scoot these over just a little bit more, and then I could have a side table. I don't think that we're gonna be able to use everything from the kit. Like, this camera's $13.50. I don't think that's gonna happen for us. I mean, I will use a lot of it, but we're gonna have to manage our expectations a little bit here. I also would kind of like to have the video game console. It's $400, which I realize is a little bit pricey, okay? But doesn't that seem like a nice touch for the gamer house? We can get our little Sims posters. I've put a lot of stuff out here in the living room. I'm actually feeling a little bit nervous about that. Like, I'm kind of scared that I overdid it, but maybe we can have a microwave. I also need something on this wall because it's a lot of wall. I guess the bathroom doesn't need that much else. I can just put a mirror and then change the paint colors. Let me delete the underside of these stairs, and maybe I make the foundation shorter too, so we pay even less. Does this come in a cute pink color? I kind of love that. So we do have a towel. I've scooted the door over so it makes this look less small because it does look a little bit small and sad. Maybe we pay for just one of the nightstands instead. I keep doing this in the starters, but it does feel like a nice way to save money, doesn't it? Okay, I don't know. The rug and the carpet is kind of weird, but that's a decent starting point for a bedroom. This office is gonna be like the nicest part of the entire house, which I'm not mad about. I don't know if we can really afford it. Maybe I should just have, oh God, well, that's one way to save money. Just delete the whole thing. I was gonna say, I don't know if we can really afford to have all of the pegboard stuff that I want, but we could probably do it with just a couple things. Like maybe we put the headphones and a game controller up there. Oh, and I think I'm gonna use pink as an accent color. I can have this pink alarm clock. I'll get some pink books. Okay, I don't wanna put too many things, so I just put a couple in the shelves in there. I'm trying to find a placement for this. I really wanna use the cow plant, but I'm scared about it being too much. Oh, you know what? This thing is kind of cutesy. I feel like that kind of fits. Maybe I'll put the cow plant over there, and then we could have a taller plant. I don't even like this one very much, but we could use that. There, I've got like a little picture. Maybe we put the grilled cheese bookends over here too. That's not terrible. That's kind of what we needed because we were sort of lacking in furniture for a second. So having that out there helps. I do want to get a couple more things. Like maybe if we had a light, just a little light outside would be good. And maybe like just a little bench or something so there's not nothing on the porch. I'm gonna use the brick foundation. I know I always use this brick foundation, but it's just good, okay? So I'm gonna put that outside kind of around the whole thing. And now we have to go into debug. Oh, we could actually probably even get more debug stuff because some of those debug items might look cute as clutter on our shelves. I'm almost wondering about like a frog because that's something simple and it's kind of a nice touch. Maybe I could also switch back to just 2 posters instead. We could do like Sims 1 and Sims 2 or something. That saves us some money. Oh, maybe I could have an extra poster. Well, that's fine. We could get the 3rd one, like My Sims Kingdom or something in this bedroom. This whole time I was kind of imagining a world where I could have an outdoor seating area and like a little garden. I had all these plans, but our computer is too expensive. So that's kind of throwing us off a little bit. Paying for a 3,000 simoleon computer does not exactly leave you with much else. The fence isn't really gonna work, right? Like none of the debug fences look cute. So I probably shouldn't even bother with those. Okay, I know I just said I wanted pink flowers, but mostly I just wanna have flowers. So whatever we can make work, I will take. Yeah, I'm also gonna put a couple of these big oak trees. We can kind of space those out around the lot a little bit. Oh, this is a cute bush. How does that look if we size this down and put it like all the way across the back? Oh, and this thing, I used this in the other house. It's like a little TV remote. It's debug, it's just decorative, but that helps too because there's just more stuff now. I really feel like that's half the battle with the starter homes is you just want there to be more stuff and you can't really afford it. I don't know if I like this. The colors of it are kind of icking me out. It's like the shade of green, I guess, that I'm not so sure about. I can do some of those in the back. That could be good. Maybe another one over here. I like that it's simple, but I also kind of feel like maybe simple is not the move. I used to use this debug bush like all the time. It's bringing in a little bit more blue than I was expecting, but I guess there is a lot of blue in this house and in the pack, so suddenly we're making a blue Suburban again. It wasn't my intention, I swear. I did not set out to do this. What about this wall? I'm kind of curious about whether or not I'd be able to like build myself something simple with it. This is a lot more orange than the roof is, so if I did this, I might want to change the roof. But hey, look at that. That might be kind of an interesting way for us to have a little yard. We can always rework the color scheme. You know what though? I just feel like that makes for a really nice touch. It feels 10 times more finished this way. If I use this really small, is that like too small? I don't know. It's kind of little. I don't think it really needs to be that small. I almost don't think that we even need that much landscaping on this part of the lot, but I do like the color of this green a little bit better. Maybe I'll just put this all the way down this way. Make sure we've got it scooted correctly. Ooh, let's do this. I'm gonna raise this thing up. That little debug hanging planter makes a huge difference. It's just a nice little detail, right? Some of these things I've never used before. I don't even know where you would use this. I don't really know what it is. I guess it's like a fence post, but it's got plants on it. Let me put the trash can maybe like tucked away back here, because that's pretty nice. And maybe I should have used a window. We could probably put the window in between the posters. I don't really like them as much that way, but it is nicer to have another window on the outside of the house. Okay, I wasn't really planning on adding too many other plants. I was kind of planning on keeping it pretty much just the low-lying bushes, but maybe we could get a couple of my favorite hydrangeas and add those in, because that actually looks pretty good. Honestly, the fence color isn't even that bad anymore. I was worried about it at first because I thought it was too orange, but now that I'm looking at it, I kind of feel like it's okay. Let me just get this staircase back. We delete the foundation for sure. And I kind of want to use this. Oops. That's money that we probably shouldn't be spending, but isn't it nice? And now we can use terrain paint. I would really like to make sort of a curvy little path. I don't know if this even looks good, but I kind of want to have some sort of curvy little path going back there. I might redo it. It looks kind of bad. Maybe it should curve from like this way? Yeah, that makes more sense. It's kind of like tucked into the corner, I guess. But it doesn't really actually curve that much, and I wanted it to be curvy. I've been trying to get this to work for so long. I just don't like it. Maybe this upper section just needs to be a little bit smaller. I don't know. I kind of wanted to have like a corner of it done, and maybe it can come out from over here. Okay, the real problem, honestly, is probably just that it's too close. So if we scoot it over and I make the entrance like more this way, then we can kind of rearrange it. No, that's still not curvy though. It's just like a, oh God. Honestly, if you're ever trying to get tips for terrain paint, I'm the wrong person to come to. When I do terrain paint, it's really just a bunch of trial and error. Like, I will sit here and do it over and over and over again until I get something that I kind of like, sort of like I'm doing right now. That could be okay. Maybe if we did this and then we had some more plants in the corner, like we could kind of continue this part around. Yeah, okay, that's actually a little bit better. And then we can put our little outdoor dining table in the middle of it. This one's only 115, so buying that and then getting a couple of chairs is not really that expensive. And then we have furniture outside, which is nice. Oh my gosh, this is so much better already than the other two starter homes that we built with these kits. Granted, like I was saying earlier, the other two kits are like so much more expensive, so it's 10 times harder to use them for something like this. This one feels a bit more like a base game starter home. Like, it's not really the most unique in shape or style or anything. The others had a little bit more going for them because there was like more furniture pieces, and this is more just stuff, like clutter stuff, but the clutter stuff goes a long way. I'm trying to think what else would be valuable for us to spend money on. I know we had talked earlier about maybe wanting to have some sort of blinds in the bathroom. That is $65, so it's a little bit expensive, but maybe we could swap out and not have a towel anymore, and that can be like the main decor item. I don't know how much the towels even are. Oh, $65. Okay, well, it's an exact swap. That's fine. Some of these are clipping. I gotta scoot those back. I feel like a better chair would be nice. It's just that one's only 150, so in terms of other chair options, we are limited. That's 160. An extra 10 simoleons for a cuter, more like armchair thing is probably worth it. Let's put the plant on this table, and maybe we could have a lamp or something. I do have the lamp from the kit. I just don't know if the alien thing is like what I'm going for with this room. We can always just do that. It's green and not really blue, but it's okay. What else? You can do a lot with 153 simoleons, honestly. I'm almost kind of tempted to like swap these out a little bit. Like, what if we size them down and put them on this wall instead? Because then you don't see them at the same time as this one, and I can move this guy over. Yeah, it's not as cute like this, but it'll do. It's gonna have to do. Are there any sort of skill items? There's like really cheap cameras and stuff. Probably not worth using. We could delete one of the lights. You can save some good money by having less light. That's normally like the last thing I would do, but I feel like in this case it might actually be helpful. Oh, maybe, no. I was gonna say that could go above the bed, but I don't like it. What about the Sims 3 poster? That one's better. Like in terms of matching, that's better. Let's just do a final pass. What have we not used? Oh, the water bottle. This is only 15. That's so cute for on the nightstand. Oh yeah, we need that. And maybe I'll even get the plant too. We only have the one nightstand, so adding some extra decoration is good. I also don't have the keyboard display. I feel like it's not worth it though on this shelf because the shelf is okay as it is, so let's not mess with it too much. Unless we wanted to kind of swap some things out. Maybe I could get my headphones on the desk. I could use the keyboard up there. How much is this? 40? I was gonna suggest we swap that and then I get a tall plant like this one I keep using. Hey, that looks kind of cool. We still have a pegboard. We still have all of our decor. I have 43 simoleons left. How much is this? 165. Oh no. What if we didn't have the microwave? Oh my God, that's 470? What was I thinking? Wow, honestly, shame on me. Let's put a couple upper cabinets. We don't need a microwave. We could also get a coffee pot instead, and then we still have loads of money left. I might get a full-length mirror, and that leaves us with just 13 simoleons. I think that might be the best that we can do. I might even call it with the 13 left. This turned out pretty nice. In terms of like starter homes for a single sim that's trying to work on career stuff, this is actually so useful because you could be a writer in this house, anything that needs a computer like a programmer, any of the freelance jobs, this would be a great starting point for all of that freelance stuff. It's limited pack, it's just the base game and the new kit, and it's got a lot of cute stuff in it. I feel like the color scheme is kind of nice. We have a backyard area set up, and that's one of the things that I always struggle with the most with starter homes is I just wish that I had more of an outdoor space, but this is great. Once you get some more money, you could get some planter boxes and start doing some gardening. Like there's just a lot of room to improve and grow with this house like this. I'm gonna call this the Comfy Gamer Starter. It's 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom. I think the only thing that I'm not thrilled about is how cheap and sad the TV is. It'd be nice if the TV was a little bit better, but we do even have a video game console, so we can play games on this TV. Let's actually watch them do that. Do you want to come play some Party Frenzy with Stanley? Look at them on their little tiny TV with the little GameCube. That's perfect. This is perfect. I'm glad that we did this. And I haven't built anything cheap with my kit yet. I've just been building like really fancy, nice stuff. So this was kind of a fun challenge. I guess on that note, I will wrap up this video right here. Again, I know I've posted a bunch of starter homes recently and I'm sorry, but it was necessary. They released 3 packs with build stuff in them and I always build a starter home with new packs. It's like standard for me and I just tried to space them out a little bit more so it didn't feel as overwhelming. Also, the wedding is like a week away. Saying that out loud makes me feel a bit sick to my stomach. I'm feeling really stressed, but we're gonna get through this. It's gonna be beautiful and exciting. It's just like the lead up. You know, there's so much going on with the lead up that I feel a little bit stressed out. But I will stop, I'm gonna go, and I will see you all tomorrow. Okay, bye everybody. Let me know if I should start doing some wedding builds, because that might be kind of fun to do. A wedding venue, perhaps, for our Sims. We get Stanley Humphrey to try and bake a bunch of wedding cakes. I don't know, lots of ideas.